I said to John once, off the top of your head, what's your best lyric? That's easy, Vic. All you need is love. And that's what we are lacking today. And that's why we're all here. That's why I'm here. Sharing some of my experience. I got a few books. I don't have to buy them, bugger, who cares? As long as it's enough that you're here. It's enough that we're all here. You see, their songs, you have big responsibilities. Might I just say this seriously? You have great responsibilities being Beatle lovers, because we are. Big responsibility. And the responsibility is this, that you have to listen to those lyrics and live them accordingly. Anybody in this room who's bought a song that said, kill the nigger, kill the Jew, kill the faggot, get out of this building now. Because that's not Beatle world. There's nothing in Beatle world, nothing in their lyrics, that this great reservoir of melody and poetry we're still drawing on, which is human, about love and about wonderful. I mean, it's just amazing stuff. None of them had any prejudices. None of them were, as I just said, nothing like that whatsoever. And look, our entertainment. If a girl shows a nipple, right, but you can show a serial killer cutting a nipple off. That's fine. That's entertainment. But it's horrible. And in the Beatle world, that doesn't exist. And I live in that world. And I'm thrilled. I haven't been here for 15 years. And I'm thrilled to be here again, to be with you all, to share. To share our love. You see, start giving. Trouble is, you see, what's happened, you can tell what's happened in all our countries, in Britain, everywhere, it's become a taking society. Take, 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 take. And we have to stop giving, caring about people. And love is caring. And that's what they were about. And in the middle of all the Beatlemania, you'd be sitting with them in the centre, and there'd be a still, small centre with the lads just chatting, nobody showing off. There was all the screams. I said, my sister got engaged and I was working with them. And I said, I'm going to give her a present. My present would be to bring her up from Wales and her fiancé to London for a weekend, go to the theatre, go to a restaurant, things they wouldn't do once they settle down and start having kids. The Beatles said, oh, that's great, Vic. Where are you taking her? And I told them. And they all turned up. I would not dream of asking them. They couldn't go anywhere. They all turned up to have a dance with my sister for her engagement. My sister was very cool, of course, until they left. Ah! But you see, that kind of generosity, that kind of curiosity, which is called love, share it, give it, care. That's what the Beatles are about. They were about humanity. Let's get back to it, okay? Please, when you go home, start to understand things about other people. That's what those lyrics are about. Listen to Imagine. If we'd all listen to that, we'd be fine. That's why I did the drill sergeant in Magical Mystery Tour. John said, do that drill sound, you know.
Through the wells?
He said, because he rang me up, he said, hey, Vic, we're going to do our own film, but we got no fucking script. So, can you do that thing you did in the show? So, of course, I did the drill sergeant. You got the belly the motor off in. You get the shot in the door. You don't belly with the guns are off lane. Get your card. That's it.
Priceless.
I'm having a ball up here.
Priceless. Yes, sir.
Yes, in the film Hard Day's Night, what sort of order was it filmed in? What was the first scene you did and the last scene, and
well,
how did it all come together?
Most of the scenes that were done on the train, of course, I wasn't involved with. But the first scene for me was walking on the set as the director. And I had this furry sweater on. And I gave it to a girl in Philadelphia. I hear that it's in the glass case in the Philadelphia High School for Girls. I don't know. But I gave it them. And I walked on the set in this thing, you see, and I knew that Dick Lester had 4 or 5 cameras running at once to catch the Beatles so they would be natural, wouldn't be, looks like they were acting. And so I walked in and I said, you're late for rehearsals, and I'm a director. And John said, you're not a director, you're Victor Spinetti playing the part of a director. And I thought, no, don't laugh, keep going, because I knew the cameras were all running. And I said, I am a director. I have an award on the wall in my office. And John said, office? You haven't even got a dressing room. I said, don't laugh, keep going, keep going. And as I turned, I bumped into Ringo's cymbals. And Ringo said, hey, he's fingering me cymbals. And John said, well, he must be a director, because all directors are famous cymbal fingerers, S-Y-M-B-O-L, right? Bright as hell, John. He was, we said to me the great line. He said, hey, Vic, when we're doing Help, he said, whenever the director shouts action, all the other actors change and you stay the same. Does that mean you're as terrible as we are? And I was thrilled to be in such terrible company.
Yes, sir.
Victor, you remember in A Hard Day's Night the part where one of the policemen says in reference to Ringo, I think he has a touch of Aborigine in him. Was he simply referring to the Aborigines of Australia, or in England, do English people apply the word Aborigine to people of Welsh descent, since they were on the island before the English were?
Well, I just think it was that first thing, you know, touch of Aborigine, because they couldn't understand what he was talking about. It's that, I think. I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's just that.
Yes, ma'am.
Victor, 2 of my favorite films are Help and A Hard Day's Night. And I also heard that the Beatles were master practical jokers on each other and probably on a cast. Do you remember any practical jokes that they pulled on each other or on you during the sets?
Well, apart from saying, not keeping to the script. I mean, I had a great close-up. I had so many close-ups in the film of Help because of this. There was a sequence I had to come and look into the camera and say, with this ring, dare I say it, I could rule the world, right? Well, as I'm saying that, the only reason I had a close-up because they're all lying on the floor, stoned out of their minds and screaming with laughter. Tried to put me up. On the first day's filming of Help, was when I come on the foot, is sand in the generator, and he's Ringo's strapped to this operating table, and Eleanor Brond is standing there, and there's a raft as far away as the end of this room. The camera is on there, and they shout, action! And Ringo has to dive off the yacht, down, into the water. And because there's shark nets all around, there are people swimming looking for sharks, and we had to go out to sea, because if you filmed too near the shore, there'd be screams and shouts. So Ringo dives into the sea, and they get him out, and he's sitting there on the deck because the water's cold. We're out to sea, and he's like this, and they're drying his hair, and they're getting him all together. And they said, right, we'll do another one. And they said, right, standing there, action! And it goes, into the water again, and they get him out, and he's standing there drying. He says, oh, Vic, do I have to keep doing this? I said, why? He said, well, I can't swim.